Hi guys, can you hear me? We have 7 viewers and only 2 likes. What's that? Be active, guys. I'm seeing these things. Oh, okay. I'm closing most of my 3000 rated ones. Like the videos. Like we have 6 viewers and 2 likes. That's bad. We want more likes than viewers. Okay. So what should I do? Should I try some regionals or should I try some code forces virtual? Should I try? I think you guys should give clickbaity titles to me. If you see Gotham Chess, that guy has very clickbaity titles, right? Or should I try my? I drink. If my mom sees it, I'm done. But I drink a lot. I drink in general. Like I drink sometimes. I don't drink too much. Is Coach F going on right now? Is Coach F going on right now? I don't think it happens. Oh, Wednesday. I see. But I cannot stream it. Nigga, are you dumb? But I cannot stream that. Are you guys giving Coach F? I just drink beer or vodka. That's it. I don't drink. I don't drink. If my mom says I'm done, I don't drink at all. Like, what is drinking? Like, drinking is too bad. Okay. Nah, nah, nah. That's not the right thing to do. Blur your screen. How to reach Grandmaster? I don't know that. Should I try 3000 rated problems itself? Whatever I was trying before. I know that. I think I have seen that, but yeah. But I explain, right? But I explain. If you explain, explaining is the most of the solution, right? So, guys, should I try to do part two? Part two of trying to solve those 29 to 3000 ones. Okay. Can you guys see that? Nah. If you guys can make me a good thumbnail, then I'll do regionals. Okay. I'll do regionals, both Chennai and Kanpur. I'll try to analyze them. I'll try to explain them. I want someone to make me a good thumbnail. Okay. See Gautam just thumbnails, like see his thumbnails. We'll do regionals stream if you guys can make me a good thumbnails. Should I close that? Let me open some other thing. I'll show you Gautam just thumbnails. See that? Would he be somewhere here? Yeah, he's here. See these thumbnails. How do we do such thumbnails? Have you ever thought what are these thumbnails? See this one. See this one. I had to zoom and see what was that. ICPC World Finalist is NF. Region Chennai Regionals winner. I won last before Chennai Regionals, right? I'll get some water. Yeah, that should be fine, right? ICPC Chennai Regionals winner tries 2025 Chennai Regionals problems. Only one that I wear all the time. What is White Stanley? I gave it to someone else. That's gone. I forgot it at my friend's place. This is my old one. This is my old bottle. I used to use this ICBC bottle. I have t-shirts. It says we have. What do you mean, friend's place? 31 viewers, but no likes. You guys should like, otherwise I won't do that. I'll write Chennai regionals. Do we have Chennai regionals paper? You should go for master, not masters. Okay. You guys should like. So guys, let me know this. Is there Chennai regionals to do it as a virtual, or else I will go for Kanpur regionals? Is there Chennai regionals? I see, I see. So I'll go and give Chennai regionals then. Share it, guys. You guys should share my channel at places like, because see, let's see other YouTubers. Let's see other coding YouTubers. Okay, if I type best coding DSA YouTuber, what will come? Don't see my history, please. I hope you guys don't see my history. Best best music instrumentals, best melodies compilation. Best DSA YouTubers. Let's see the best. Let's learn from the best. Okay. Who are the best? Is this girl the best? Will I be mentioned here? Can you guys hear too? Can you guys hear too? Can you guys hear the video that I play? Will I get copyright strikes? Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? Confirm that. I can hear. S doesn't mean like what you can hear. 'This is not her voice. Let's go, guys. I'm becoming GM. Write them down. Sure. But copyright strikes. 2026. Guys, I cannot see that. Sorry. Okay, I cannot see that. I cannot see that much. I will never become I am in chess. One day. It's difficult. I don't know how to study that. Maybe I can, I don't know. I mean, if it was a cute girl, I would be saying. Right. If it was a I'm just joking. No, we give virtual. Okay. Don't get distracted, guys. Is this fine if I give virtual? What? Developer roadmaps, front end, back end, Postgres SQL. Damn. This might be good to learn. Maybe not good for DSA, but actually good to learn for the other things. Okay. But I think if you can do DSA, you can do anything else, I guess. If you spend your time, maybe try a bit harder. Wow. Introduction to version control. In this module, you will get introduced to Git and understand that version control, what version control means. You'll see a simple demonstration of how Git works, then how Git manages and tracks code changes, and understand the basics. I tried seeing videos related to Git recently on YouTube because one was popping up on my ICPC Chennai offside replay round. Let's go. Let's see where I would stand. How to give this virtual? How to give this virtual? How to give this virtual? Guys, how to give that virtual? What the fuck was that? No virtual. Is it true? Where am I? Wait a minute. This ain't me. This ain't me. This ain't me. What about this? That's also not me. I can watch this video. So, guys, we had to do something interesting. How to give virtual? Can anyone answer how to give virtual? Coach just started is a rated contest, right? It's a rated contest, right? I cannot be giving rated contests on here. Okay. But it should not show number of submissions. It should not show number of submissions. Why the fuck is Coach Chef like that? Should we pay something? 40% off on Pro. Everything's a business. Studying is business. Your time. See, if you have to improve, you have to just spend your time on something. Sorted is bad. Sorted is bad, right? ICPC is good because ICPC, the main importance of ICPC is it's jumbled. Why are they like this? It might be good. I don't know much about it. Okay. I haven't watched all of it. Okay. Sorted is bad. So what do we do, guys? It's boring. It's getting boring. It's 13 minutes in. My streams were never been this unproductive. Okay. I don't know what this is. You keep telling that. Should we play some game? Wait a minute. I was talking to Arpa. He told he can do 1 vs 1 before. I'll just try to solve the previous problems that I was trying to solve. Okay. No plans for tonight, bro. No, I'm higher rated than him. I know about it. Okay, guys, random easy questions. I'll try to solve random easy questions. Okay. What rating should I choose? Should I try 29 to 3000 itself? Rubik's Cube. I don't know how to solve this. ICBC Rubik's Cube it is. Okay, let's check out CSC's new problems. Losing interest, you will find out better than this. I swear, completely. Just let me know. Interactive problems. Let's try this, guys. There is a hidden integer x. Your task is to find the value of x. To do this, you can ask the following questions. You can choose a number y. You'll be told if you can ask at most 30 questions of type. This is binary search. I don't want to spoil nice problems to you people, right? It's a nice problem, but I know that already. Inversion sorting. Should I try to think about this problem? There is a hidden permutation of integers 1 to up to so on n. Your task is to sort the permutation by reversing subarrays. On each turn, you can reverse the subarray of the permutation. After that, you will be reported the number of inversions in the permutation. If the number of inversions is 0, you win. Let's try to think about this problem, guys. Okay. I don't think multiple are open. Well, let's try to think about this problem. Is that fine? We'll only think about that one problem. You can send it on our WhatsApp group, okay? Guys, let's try to think about this problem, okay? Let's try to think about this problem. We can reverse subarray, and then what do we get? So, what does this problem say? What's the problem name? Inversion sorting. .cpp. So you are having a permutation, hidden permutation. Try to think about this, guys. Try to think about this, okay? In one OP, you can reverse a subarray. Okay. After that, you will be reported the number of inversions in the permutation. If the number of inversions is 0, you win. So what will be reported? You will know number of subarrays. And then you have to sort it in. Let's read the problem well. This is an interactive problem. Your code will interact with the grader using standard input and output. You should start by reading a single integer and the length of the permutation. On your turn, print two integers I and j. Reverse the subarray between indices I and j. The next input line has a single integer, the number of inversions after the operation. So what the problem says is you have some hidden permutation, but you can give it some range, and then you will get the number of inversions. It will get reversed, and then you will get number of inversions back. Okay. The operation is reversible. I mean, you can do to I comma I j to reverse it back. Okay, you will know inversions after reversing, right? After the operation. Okay, if the number is zero, you win. You can make at most four n operations. You have to think. Okay, at most four n operations. How do we do this? How do we do this? Can we try to think like some merge sort? Can we try to think like divide? Let's see if divide and conquer works. Because I mean, sorting is mostly in some way, not mostly in some way like that, right? If you sort this thing and if you sort this thing, can you sort these two things? I don't think it's easy because you know now this is sorted, right? You know now this is sorted, and then in one operation, you can know what happens when you reverse them. Let's say both of these are sorted. Why did I come to divide and conquer? I don't know. I don't know. In most of the interactive problems, I come to divide and conquer. Okay, because it's a good. I mean, you have a big array. Maybe it's not that bad to think about that, right? So let's say you were able to sort this. Let's say you were able to sort this. Then can you sort this to combine? Try to think this subarray and try to take this one and after that you're taking this subarray and then you're taking this one. Okay, and you know number of inversions among them. So what happens now? What happens? I think you can know something here, right? All of them are in increasing order. And now this is here. When you reverse them, what happens? This increasing order will become like this and then they will be here, okay? Let's say you sort them. You sort them to either increasing or decreasing. You don't care which one it is, okay? But you know that they are very well sorted and you know which it is, but you don't restrict yourself to make it increasing, let's say, okay? Leave that. Okay, you have this ordering. Now, if you try to include these things on this first element, but this is same as going linear again, right? This is same as going linear. That's almost same as going linear, right? Let me just go linear itself. Okay, linear means one after the other. Let's say you have this sorted in relative ordering. Like let's say they are sorted like with respect to the relative ordering. What do I mean by sorted with respect to the relative ordering? Like if you just see those numbers, they are in increasing order. Now you have this. Reverse them. Okay. You know all the number of inversions formed by these things. Okay. You know number of inversions formed by this thing. With that, you know number of things greater than this thing. With that, you know the relative ordering again. You know the relative ordering where this thing goes. So now you have this decreasing and you know where this thing should go. How do you do it again? Let's say you will reverse this thing. Okay. You reverse this thing so that this will be formed. And then you reverse this thing so that this will be formed. And then you reverse this thing. How many operations have we done here? One. We have this thing. Do you guys understanding what am I doing here? Have you guys understood what I did? What's there behind me? Don't scare me. I'm alone in this room, okay? 9 viewers. There were more viewers when I was talking shit. We had like 30 viewers when I was playing some other content. And when I'm solving a problem, fuck, everyone left. I won't be solving if I have 9 viewers. Okay, I'm ending the stream. At least 10 is needed, okay? Okay, we have 13 viewers. I'm in Bangalore. I'm near Church Street, like in the middle of the Bangalore. Don't do anything to me like coming here or something like that. Okay. I know you guys can't do anything to me. So guys, what is this main is it's not even divide and conquer like whiteboard. I should use an iPad, right? I think I should use an iPad. How to get an iPad? You're telling chess. That's it. So we have, let's say these things are sorted. Okay. Now you have this new thing here. You don't know where this thing with respect to this. Okay. And you want to find. If you know that, you can maybe insert them. So what do? You reverse all of this thing. Now you can see that what happens is now you have that red here, and the green things will be like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay. And number of inversions among this is already it's LC2 if the length is L. Okay. All of them forms an inversion. A number of inversions from this to this would be number of things less than that. So with the number of inversions, you know the where this should go. So now this should go here. So what do? You reverse this thing. Okay. So now they both have been attached, and then you reverse it back. How many operations have happened? One, one to reverse. Okay. Two, three, and then you do one more. Four. In four, you were able to do that. Actually, you can keep it like this itself, but somehow they are allowing you to do. So in four operations, the relative ordering, guys, and the problem is done. So it's a simple problem. Okay. Do you guys get this problem? Like it's a simple problem. If you know the relative ordering of these things, and then you have a new thing, you will reverse them. Now what happens? This will be like this will be here. Okay. L into L minus 1 by 2. LC2 is number of ways you can choose two things. LC2 is not L into L minus 1 by 2. LC2 is number of two length subsets in a L length. So it's a simple problem, right? First you have to understand the solution. You have this thing. So it's induction. It's like induction. If you sort till here, can you sort till here? You know the relative ordering. Relative ordering. You have to just you don't know if it is one or two, but they are sorted. This array is sorted, and then you want to sort this thing. You reverse all of them. You know its position. Okay. Let's say you have L things plus one more. Reverse them. Now it will be your, let's say your element be X. Okay. You have X here, and then you have L things here. Number of things less than X in is, let that be like Z or something. Okay. Now what is the answer? What is number of inversions? uh, Inversions equals to, number of inversions equals to LC2 plus Z. Okay, those are the only inversions formed with respect to this. Okay, So you can get Z. And once you know Z, what you can do, you can solve. And when you know Z, okay, you have to leave the last Z things, and then you can reverse 1 to 1 plus L minus Z elements. Okay, you can reverse 1 comma 1 plus L minus Z elements, and then what do you do? Okay, sorry, you reverse 2 comma L plus Z minus 1 elements, and then you reverse 1 comma. What happens when you reverse this? Okay, so now what happened was, you have X, you have L minus Z elements, and then you have Z elements. Okay, X should go in between here. So what I do, I will reverse these things. They are in decreasing, so that they both get connected. Now I will reverse all of this so that they all of them will connect, and then I will reverse all of them. So I will do 2 comma 1 plus L minus Z, and then I will do 1 comma L minus 1 plus L minus Z, and then I'll do 1 comma 1 plus L, and then we are done. What is the first thing? 1 comma L plus 1. So that's the problem, guys. That's it, the problem. That's just the problem. Okay, so you have to make it very clear, like before implementing. What is Z? Z is number of inversions minus LC2. So how do we solve this problem now? Code is simple always. Once you know what you're doing, code is always simple. I'll start from I equals to 2, I less than or equals to n, I plus plus. Okay. How do we represent the relative ordering, by the way? Yeah, we need not represent it. It will be done inside, right? We need not represent it. So I equals to 1 is already sorted. So we are starting from here, okay? In L equals to I minus 1. L is already sorted 1, right? What we have to output? C out 1 comma L. Int x, let's say C in x. And now int Z equals to, what is Z? We have told it already. Number of inversions minus LC2, right? X minus L times L minus 1 by 2. Okay, now we have Z2. Let me give it small z. Now what's the answer? 2 comma 1 plus L minus Z. One thing can happen is L minus Z can be 0. Then this seems wrong. Okay. What does L minus Z equals to 0 means? Everything is bigger than that. So you need not connect them again. You have to only connect the remaining things. I think it should work. 1 minute, let me think about it again. You reversed everything. Now you have decreasing and then 1. Now you have connecting these two. So you're good. Now you have to connect them back. When you connect them back, so if everything is small, you will connect first and then you will connect them back. If everything is big, then you don't have anything bigger. You don't do anything and then you connect them back. That's good. So if you have something bigger, you have to connect them and then connect them back. Okay. You have to connect them and then connect them back and then reverse them back. So this is what that is. And then you have to again reverse everything. Okay. And then we are done. It's not working, guys. Should I relaunch? I'll use Safari maybe. It's an easy problem. It's not that difficult. We can do with lesser number of operations, but it's not that difficult. It's an easy problem. Should I test it here? What is this? Let's go with 4. It's asking 1 comma 1. It should have been 1 comma 1 plus L. 1 comma 2. Let our array be 4 3 2 1. Okay. I'm typing here, guys. I'm typing here 4 3 2 1. Okay. We will reverse it now, and then we will say number of inversions as 0. And then it's asking about 2 comma 2. 0. And now it's asking about 1 comma 2. It's reversing them back. 0 again. Wait, what's happening? What? We get number of total inversions, I think. I don't think we get. Okay, okay. So we have to think about the problem. We have to think about the problem. This is wrong. We get number of total inversions. We have to think about the problem. We get number of total inversions. I'll order some food for me. So guys, now we have to think about the problem. But even DNC would involve that part and this part, right? Even DNC would involve that part and this part. Yeah, I will do Team CP if it's needed. But yeah, let's think about it. Like, how can we see? How can we get rid of the contribution of this thing? We only have to think about that. Let's say we have our L things. I will try duels. See, with ARPA, I'm trying to plan. Even though I am IGM and he's IM, let's that's fine. or any one of them free now at the moment? Can I do duel with Striver? Will I win it? Can I do better? He will choose the problems. Or what about Priyansh Agarwal? Let's go against him, right? I shouldn't be using names on my stream like this, I think. I'm scared of Priyansh Shevit. I don't think I'm less. I think Gorish Baliga should be fine. He's high rated now, right? I thought of asking. It can be a friendly stream between me and Gorish, right? I think he has some traction already. Like so, so maybe my channel also gets some views in that way, right? Vivek Gupta. It feels like I will steal people's subscribers. Should I ask Vivek? Yeah, he has better things to do, likely, right? Rather than talking to you people like I'm doing now. So I don't think he'll be doing that. I mean, even the thing is, even Gaurish, like, why would he want to do that? Why would he want to willingly come and maybe lose to me? Like, no one wants to do that, right? I'm okay losing to people. Like, I don't feel much. Happy New Year, Devil Itian. So, guys, we have to think about this problem. So, how do we reduce the influence of this side? We have this side. We want to reduce their influence. Okay. So, how does number of inversions go? Number of inversions go, number of inversions in this set plus number of inversions in here plus number of inversions among this set. So as long as you don't change this shit, as long as you don't mix these two sets, this thing won't change, this thing won't change, even this thing won't change. Okay, oh sorry, as long as you don't mix these two things and you're doing the same reversals, this thing won't change. Okay, this thing will change. Okay, this thing will change, like how you are doing. And losing interest, you won't find a better time. I swear, girl, if you leave. Maybe this can have multiple solutions. We can do it in many ways, I think. We can do it in many ways. Maybe we can find the itself if you know all these values. Maybe and then we can find this value itself. But it's reversing. So I think we can find the values itself. Or we can follow our strategy itself. Okay, this thing changes. And inversions among this and this also they won't change. So this is constant, this shit is constant, and we have this thing is what we are focusing on. Right. Inversions from here to here is constant, inversions from here is constant, inversions from in this is what we are focusing on. Okay. So if you can see the difference between these two, then we know what's the difference among this and this. Okay. Then we know what's the difference. So I think if you, because now we want the difference, I think we can only do 3 operations, not 4 operations. And actually, we were not needing 4 operations because we need not sort it back, right? We can even keep it like that. All we want is them to be monotonous, either like this or like this. Does that make some sense, guys? I will lose very badly to Dominator, but I can try. I think he might be interested. I can, but now I cannot see that, right? I mean, we will get number of total inversions, Pradeep. We don't get number of inversions in the range. That's the mistake, right? That's why I'm trying it again, right? Guys, like the video. Losing interest, you will find out better than this. I swear, girl, if you leave. Nope. Hi, bro. So, I mean, we have to care about these things because we get total inversions. Okay, what we get is x is total inversions here. X is total inversions. Okay, and I want to know number of inversions within this. If you are taking differences, we will know that. So let's say you are having a constant. You're always having a constant. You will have this plus some constant, right? Because this is sorted. Okay. And now you have z, number of things that are less than this. And you have this constant. You have this constant. So you don't know this constant. Now what can you do? We have to use one more operation to know this constant. Maybe you can reverse everything and then you can know that constant. I mean, if you use three operations, I think we are using four operations. If I use three operations, I can know that, I think. Right. I know that. I know that. Oh, okay, you're telling to Pradeep. I get that. We need not do twice because it's a hidden array, right? You can do only once. It's a hidden array anyway. Okay, we know total inversions. Can we use total inversions to know that? Okay, if you know total inversions, we'll get total inversions after this change. So we know total inversions. Let's say before the change. Okay. So before the swap, before this flip, total inversions somehow. Okay. Before the flip, total inversions. What would that be? That would be this LC2 would be 0 plus L minus Z, right? Because Z things are bigger than that and they are before that. Sorry, Z things are smaller than that and so L minus Z things are bigger than that and they are before that. Plus C. With these two, we can get Z and then we can proceed with our same solution. Okay, but we have to store INV of 0 each time. That's it, guys. The problem is done. Is this fine? Hey, Prism X, don't disturb me like that, okay? I cannot try so many things like that. Guys, did you guys understand what I mean here? So let's say we know in current number of inversions, okay? This is before, this is when L things are sorted. You have X, you have rest. Okay. Among L things, it is 0. Plus, among these things, it is L minus Z. If you reverse these things, it is LC2 plus Z. Why? All of them are reverse, and then this is Z. But the C among this and rest and among rest, that is constant. So if you know this two, what you can get is you can get X, you can get Z. How you can get Z? You subtract those two things. Okay. In minus in 0 equals to LC2 minus L plus 2Z. So this would be our formula. Let's say we have in 0 equals to X. Okay, I will sort 1 and n. Array is hidden, so we don't care to reverse it back. We can reverse it back, but anyway array is hidden, right? I need not initialize it. Okay. So now we know number of INV 0, number of inversions. And then we get X. So what is Z? Z is X minus INV of 0. Okay. Minus of LC2 minus L. This is LC2, right? Minus L. That is 2Z actually. So Z is Z by 2, let's say. So now we have Z. Now we follow the procedure. Now we reverse it back. And now we make INV 0 equals to X so that we can follow this procedure again. This would work. Should I just submit it? I will try to do this on an already sorted array. Okay. Let's try to do this on an already sorted array 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh, but we have to go for 4, 3, 2, 1 because we are reversing it once. 4. So it's asking to reverse everything. Then the answer will be 0. But if you do 0, the problem is done. But let's go ahead. Let's see how it functions. Okay. It's asking to reverse 1 comma 2. Then what will be the number of inversions? So now it is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you reverse them, it will be this one. Now the number of inversions is 1. And then it's reversing it back. And then after reverse, that number of inversions is 0. Seems right. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's asking us to reverse 1, 2, 3. Then we have 3, 2, 1, 4. Okay. Now we'll reverse it and then we'll say number of inversions is 3C2, which is 3. And then it's telling us to reverse them back 1, 2, 3, 4. At least for this use case, it's working right. So number of inversions will be 0. So this seems correct. So let me just submit this shit. Okay. Losing interest, you will find a better than this. I swear, girl, surely. Accepted. So we have done it. We have done good. Simple problem, not too difficult. This is what I have written. Someone told to use previous total inversions that would help us, that have helped us because we just have to eliminate the constant. We just don't want to know this, reduce this constant. That's it, right? People are playing silly games outside. PUBG. Yeah, I know it's you. I remember that. Thank you for the idea. Otherwise, I would have tried to do it in 3 operations. That would be more complex, right? Just because I can, I would have done that. I would have done like try to keep this like this, 2 cases where this is like this or this is like this. Should we play Smash Cards, guys? What group games can smart people play? We can consider ourselves smart. Valorant is skill based. Scribble. I play Scribble with girls. It's a female game, I guess. It's not a female game, but I don't play it with guys somehow. Can chess be played by multiple people? I sometimes try to do that. When some people are playing Smash Cards, I played with them. Guys, we will solve one more problem. What do you guys think about this problem? Does that problem need topics? Can't you guys have solved this problem on your own? Think about it, like analyze it. Like if you have faced this problem in D, would you have done it or not? If not, why would you have not done it? N is 1000. They are giving you more freedom. We have done it in O of n, but they're even giving you more freedom. Would you have tried? Would you have had the hope? Would you have believed that you could have solved that? Would you have tried till the end? Would you have tried some? It's a simple procedure. Sort these things and then sort these things. It's not that difficult. It's not like something hidden. It's like to be done work. It's not like mm, headings. Maybe they matter a bit, but they don't matter too much. Okay.
New Year. New Year for what? What's on you in this year? Like every year it has 365 days. Like every
Let's
year
see
it has
reels, guys.
52 weeks. 365 days.
Let's doom
like every
scroll.
year it has 52 weeks. Like every year it has 12 months. So what? Nothing will change. Same struggle, same hard work, same insult.
I'm not watching anything exactly. But yeah, should we go and solve some 26 to 27, 26 to 29, which is my rating, like which is I can solve. So let's try some 26 to 29. Let's try easier problems than 29 to 3000. Okay. This should be easier than 29 and 3000, right? Maybe we'll try these four. Let's try to solve this fun for some time. Why is it not coming here? I won't care about you people. I'll just do what I want to do. Like solving this problem. You guys can see if you want or not see if you want. You have been gifted a magic sequence of integers A1, A2 up to so on and however, this is no ordinary sequence. It can modify itself in a specific way. After observing it carefully, you discover the rule it follows. Repeatedly, two indices are chosen. Then the value at index j is updated as being afraid of strictly increasing sequences, you start asking yourself questions. You're given q queries. Each query consists of two integers L and R, and you must determine whether the subarray can be transformed into a strictly increasing sequence by applying any number of the described operations. It's a good question, guys. Within the range L to R, by applying any number of the described operations only within the range L to R, that is only using indices L less than or equals to I less than or equals to J less than or equals to R. So it's a tribal problem, right? It doesn't need topics. You should know XOR definition. And then you can try the problem. So why don't you guys try difficult problems? Let's try to think about this problem. The first, each query consists of two integers, and you must determine whether the subarray So, what does this say? It can modify itself in a specific way. After observing it carefully, you discover the rule it follows. So, it keeps changing, it seems. Two indices I are chosen, then the value at index j is updated as this. So, something here goes and attaches to something later. Being afraid of strictly increasing sequences, you start asking yourself questions. You are given q queries, each query consisting of two integers alone, and must determine whether the subarray can be transformed into a strictly increasing sequence of operations sequence by applying any number of the described operations only within the range. Does the array change? If this shit goes, yeah, if one goes to here, we get one, two, three, which is now strictly increasing. Thus, the answer is positive. So we don't. Okay, so we have to first solve the problem for the whole array, and then given an array B, you can move some element A to later and XOR it there. XOR is like addition, let's say. You can take one thing here and then you can move it behind. Is this operation reversible? Now the question is, can you make the array increasing? You should answer the question for any range quickly. So this is difficulty. But then what is the first step? Solve the problem for one query, 1 comma n. Okay. How can you solve the problem for 1 comma n? This is a logical thing you have to do, right? You have to solve this problem. Okay. Because if q equals to 1 and this is the answer, you must solve this problem, right? I'll order something. I'll order biryani. How can you solve the problem? You can even think about the length be 2 power n and the bits being 2 power n, something like that. Okay, number of bits is 20. When you can make them increasing and when you cannot make them increasing. One thing we can say is operation is reversible. You can do I comma j and I comma j to reverse its effect. So the operation is reversible. Means there are equivalence classes here. And in this equivalence classes, you should see if there is some increasing thing. Okay, in this equivalence class, is there some increasing sequence we have to identify? But how can you understand the equivalence class first? If you understand this equivalence class well, what all sequences are possible, then you can. A0 must be A0. A1 can be anything using A0 comma A1. Is that so? No, A1 can be this or this. A1 can be A1 and a subset of previous things. Can we see it like that? A1 XOR a subset of previous things. A2 equals to A2 XOR a subset of previous things. So if you notice it, whatever happens, finally A2 can be some subset of previous things. Even if those things become subset of those things, there are always some subset of previous things, right? Some subset of previous, I mean, what I mean is, like, let's say you look at AK. Previous things have been gotten some operations, and then they are coming here. Still, what comes here is some subset of that. But if you come from behind, you can already get that subset of that. So it's as general as some subset of previous things. Okay, it's as general as some subset of previous things. What do I mean? Even if they get changed and then come here, what comes here is some subset of previous things. But if you come from this side, you can already get that subset of previous things. So it's just some subset of previous things. You don't get anything special. In XOR, you can see that most of the times. So you know what? You know the structure. You know the equivalence class. What is the equivalence class? Equivalence class is AI equals AI array A such that, let's say you have B initial array. AI equals to BI XOR some subset of B0 to BI minus 1. So these are all the things that are possible. Equivalence class is nothing but a subset that's possible. I mean, we have to maybe simplify this further, but this is the first step at least. Okay. Now, how can you see this well? Let's say you know what all are possible. Okay, now these are independent. If you guys notice, AI is completely independent of what is AI minus 1. So A0 is fixed. If you think of A1, if you can get smallest thing greater than A0, should I order mutton keema biryani or should I order chicken boneless? I'll just go with chicken biryani, just chicken biryani. Something called box chicken biryani, but I don't think that will be sufficient for me. I know there will be 8 viewers or so. I know Easy Bites. It's nearby. It's nearby. It's uh it's it's Empire. I'll go for biryani. I am hungry today. After shouting this much, you guys should learn how to speak well. Okay, I cannot speak too well, but I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn to speak better. But are you guys able to follow so far? So if you can get smallest thing greater than A0, then there is a greedy way. So you have A0, okay, and then you can get smallest thing greater than A0, okay, And then a1 equals to a2 equals to smallest thing greater than a1 up to so on. In this way you can solve it in O of n, but we have to find something more. Maybe you can think about this thing some for some time, but the problem is actually solvable for any range, which makes it like even nicer problem to think about, right? Because there is a simple proof, simple solution, and simple implementation to solve the problem. A lot of food. I swear, God, if you leave, just let me know so I won't look down when you move on. Why don't we have viewers? Are you guys thinking about this problem now? Try to think about this problem. Try to think genuinely think about this problem. Just imagine that you have some B naught. Okay, so we can solve the problem. Okay, we can solve the problem. Start. We can all the ranges that start from some particular thing. We can solve from there. Okay, we can solve them sequentially. Okay, everything that is starting from L, they can be taught sequentially ranges. But let's look at one range itself now. Okay, you have this. You have some bits. Can you use those bits and these bits to? I think you need XOR basis or something like that. Wait a minute. XOR basis will not change. So a subset of anything will naturally bring in XOR basis, right? And XOR basis will not. I think so. If you have XOR basis, you have most of the shit. So think about it, guys. Maybe because of XOR basis. Because see, what is simple? I mean, we have many subsets, but all these subset will be among themselves, like because subsets, right? So see, we are having subsets. I mean, we have prefix. But if you see them, you can take any subset of this. So once you have XOR basis till here, some basis set, important set, most of the prefixes are not that important. You see that? Most of the prefixes are not that important. And then maybe you'll get something important. So all the subsets this can form, all the subsets these can form, or same as all the subsets these can form. Maybe this can give us some hope in solving the problem, right? Maybe this can give us some hope. Do you guys get this one too? Leave a W if you understand. See, problems are not like very difficult. Like they're all tryable. Why can't I choose something like extra spicy? No applicable coupon. So guys, where are we? We are solving this problem. Okay, XOR basis gives us some hope. Let's say we know XOR basis sets too. Okay. So let's say till here is some XOR basis. Have you guys understood little bit till here? Why we are getting XOR basis? Because you can choose any subset, right? And any subset will only have some important things. It won't have many things, right? Only few things matter, and you won't get something new most of the time. And then when you get something new, you get something new. So you have only some important things. Okay. Have you guys understood the XOR basis thing? Ari and Pradeep. What's the problem name? Increasing XOR. 30 minutes. It takes 30 minutes. Can we solve the problem by then? So what I mean is, you agree this, right? You have many prefixes, but if you see some subset of this, that only depends on XOR basis, right? Some subset of this is nothing but what are the basis elements among these many things, and using them you can form anything, right? Losing interest for no better. Now we have to think solve this problem. Is it too complicated? I mean, that gives us some hope, right? We have to make it strictly increasing. And with any subset, you can be forming you can be forming many things, right? With subsets, you can form many things. We have to try, guys. We have to think about this problem some more time. Let's hope that we can solve this problem, okay? And then we can solve the problem for all ranges quickly. One thing I have seen is if you have XOR basis of these things, maybe you can get XOR basis of these things. I've seen something like that. But if you keep that aside, how to solve this for one problem? Let's say you know basis. Let's say you have these ranges. Let's say you're starting from here and you know all the basis things. Okay. Let's say you're starting from here and you know A0, this be B0, and then you have like B1, and then you have like B2 up to so on. Okay. You have these particular elements here. And using B1, B2, you can form 2 power 2 square subarrays. How do they look like? How do they look like? Do they look like some bits that are common and some bits that are changing 2 power times? How do subsets that are found by XOR basis look like? I'm not very sure. I think they look more complex. We can still solve the problem. We have to hope, guys. It's all about like trying to believe these things and trying to, it's all about believing. Like if you believe that you can solve the problem, okay? So that's the most important thing every time. So we should believe that we can solve the problem. So now there is some hope that because this and this are here, but all the subsets you can form are this. But then you should see now, using this basis, can you make all these things as increasing? Using this basis, let's say using this basis, let's say you know this value. Starting from here, you're using this basis, you know whatever the best value here is, greedy value. Let's say greedy 2, G2. Can you make this length increasing? So can you make this something greater than G2, smallest thing greater than G2, and then this smallest thing greater than that, up to so on? What does that mean, like this is useless? Because why is this useless? It's not being used in the B1, right? So this is useless. And you have this. You have to make it strictly increasing, not even non-decreasing. I thought then we can make some zeros or something like that. So all these things are mostly useless. What do that mean? So that can be found with the previous things. Losing interest. I swear, girl, if you're late, just let me know so I won't you. We have this value, we know these basis things, we have to make the next value greater than that, greater than the previous value. These things can be found with the previous things. All these things can be found with the previous things. Right. All of them can be found with the previous things. So let this be G2, and then can you make them G2 plus 1? Up to so on. Can you make them G2 is B2, sorry, A2 XOR some things, right? Which is definitely equals to some subset of B's. Can we keep, can we always keep them as G3? I mean, if you see the subsets of these things, like say we see possible 2 power B subsets, can we always sort them and can we always keep them here? What do I mean? We should always have that. Is my food coming? 22 minutes it says. What do I mean is, what do I mean is, because this can be formed using these things, because all of these are useless. What I mean by useless, this can be formed using these things, and this can be formed using these things. What I'm trying to say is, whatever this value is, can you make it anything you want, is what I'm trying to think of. Whatever this value is, can you make it anything you want? Can you make A3 anything you want? Which means, yes, you can. I love going to washroom, but you can. You can do that. Hey guys, you can actually do that. You can actually do that. Okay, you can actually do that. Why? Think about that. This shit. Uh, I came back. I was trying to go to washroom. Yeah, I mean, if some college is in Bangalore, me guys, I'll come and give a speech, and then I'll talk to some girls from your college who are above 18, and then I'll just go on dates with them. That can be a nice strategy for me, right? Why don't you guys invite me to your colleges? I'll reach some girls and I'll have a bunch of girls. Like the roster I have now is not enough for me. In that way, I can have very, very big, like, right? What do you guys say? Invite me to your colleges in Bangalore. I'll come and I'll give some tutorials, whatever you want to call them. How's that? I'm just joking. I won't do such things. I'm a very, very decent guy. Is anyone there? Or people leaving? Can you guys hear me? I'm shouting here. I was just joking, guys. I'm just trying to be fun. I'm a good guy. I can sometimes because the problems are also beautiful, right? But I wouldn't choose to. Happy New Year. Guys, this is a nice thing that we got to know. This solves the problem. Why are you guys not excited? See, can you make them anything greater than zero? This actually solves the problem, most of the problem. Like if you have basis, if you have wherever this basis important points is, you have actually solved the problem. You can make this greedily. But you should also understand the structure of that basis thing. But other than that, you have solved the problem. Okay. Are you guys understanding it? I think it's not that easy. You have to push, you have to try to understand it. This is premium content. Is anyone following? Pradeep KR. We have Yash Mahota stopped streaming our stopped seeing our streams. I have something to inquire. I'll just stop my screen for some time. I'm trying to see if I got paid this month, this half month, because I haven't seen the notification. Yep, I have got it. I have got paid. I got paid well. This it came on December 30th. It seems. Nice. Where am I again? What do you mean by that? Is the title stupid, or the one who wrote the title stupid? I need my food, guys. Then I'll stop this shitty stream. Guys, do you have you realized this one? What does this mean? A3. So what does that mean? Like basis is here. Okay, what does this mean about this range? A3 equals to some subset of B0 comma B1. Okay. Now you want to make A3 equals to, so you have G2. Okay. So look at, call G3 equals to smallest thing greater than G2 and can be formed with B0 comma B1. Okay. Call G3 smallest thing greater than G2 that can be found with B0 comma B1. So we have these things. We have these things that can be found with B0 comma B1. Okay. Using this basis, what all can be formed is, maybe you have some numbers in increasing order, right? Maybe you have some some S0, S1, S2 up to so on. You have this sequence, let's say, increasing sequence, and you have G2 somewhere here. I'll use G0 itself, even though it's confusing, it's fine. Okay. All the numbers that can be formed using this basis, let's say you have them here, okay? You want to find the smallest thing that's possible. You know G2 is fixed, and G3 is a subset of A3 is a subset of this. G3 is a subset of this. So if you combine A3 XOR G3. That will also be some subset of B0 comma B1. And if that, oh, I bite myself. And if that shit is a subset of this, you take that shit and you add that shit to A3, then what happens is A3 becomes G3. So my guess that can you make A3 anything you want is correct. Can you make A3 anything you want is correct. Now to process all these things until B3, all you want is if G3, if G2's position in this sequence is less than this length, then it's true. If G2's sequence, if G2's position in this sequence is somewhere in here, then you can keep G5 here, but you cannot keep something bigger here. So guys, we are able to solve the problem if we can access this list, if we can know where some value falls, if you can know, if you can binary search onto this list and you can find some nth value, then the problem is solved. Then the problem is actually solved because you know G2 and then you know the sequence of G3, G4 up to so on where till where you can form. So you are able to know the greedy sequence. Actually, greedy, you can able to know the greedy sequence, and till where the sequence goes, you will have the next G3. Okay, you'll have the next greater element. So with this basis, I think you can form the basis like by coming from this side, you can form the basis from L, and then when you have this, you can form the basis things again. And once you have this basis, you will try to form. You will try to find these things, and then so if you can. So we have two parts to this problem. Finding basis for starting from all prefixes. So we have two parts to the problem. Finding basis starting from I. So starting from I plus 1 up to so on, can you find basis? Basis positions, let's say, basis vectors, let's say. This is one question. And if you have that basis, okay, if you have the basis, you can identify that the most greedy structure that you are trying to make, the greedy structure follows something like, the greedy structure follows something like, it follows something like increasing, and using this basis among all the things that are possible, you will just go increasing, the next thing, next thing. And when you come here, the basis will change now. Okay. Okay, now we have to work on this thing because if this can be done, then the rest can be done. And if you know where so all you want is, let's say you know basis, you want to find some particular value where it falls in that. Okay, that's all you want. And you should also be able to find where some particular value falls. I mean, where you should also be able to find kth element in that basis. You know, both are same. If you can do binary search, both are equivalent problems. If you know that, you can skip all these things. You can skip all these things quickly if you know that. What about this thing? How do you extend here? Are you guys able to understand this a bit? Not too much, but good enough. Who is staying from the beginning? Is anyone following this problem from the beginning? I swear, girl, surely, just let me know someone. So you were able to follow that, right? So we will investigate basis a bit. We should be able to form, let's say you have this basis and then you are having something new. Maybe using that, try now. use this basis, you can form the new basis. I think this problem was there sometime before too. We have seen this problem somewhere. So you can get all the basis things. That's one problem. Where they are present, you can get that. That's one problem. Now the other problem is, if you have some basis vectors, can you find kth largest value in it? So you have 2 power n basis vectors, right? If you have, like, if you have z basis vectors, you have 2 power z basis vectors. Can you find kth largest value in it? This is the question. If you can find this, the problem is done. We should also work on what this value be, but after that the problem is done. So I think, so we have to focus on, we have three problems actually. Two of them are written down. One more problem is, when you know this ending g, how do you find something smallest which is greater than that, which includes, definitely includes b2, and is a subset of previous things? With that, you have to find the smallest thing greater than this, and then all of this can be done quickly. Okay, there are like three problems, three smaller problems. This guy texts me on WhatsApp, preparing for JE or so. Guys, do you understand that? Ari Joshi, were you able to understand it a bit? Because we can process. So we have basis. If all these things are that can be formed using this basis, these things can be greedily formed very quickly. That's the good thing we have. These things can be quickly formed using basis. So if you can find this thing, we are done. Given this value, if you can find this, we are done. So we have actually solved the problem. Only this thing we have to worry about. So this is one problem. This is one problem. Okay. If you have z basis vectors, can you find kth largest value in it? If you have this problem, you can find greedily what are the values that are here from here to here. When you're trying to find this greedy sequence, see, we are still trying to find the greedy sequence itself. We are trying to find a greedy sequence starting from here. A0 is A0. What is something using this subset which is greater than A0? That is A1. What is something using this subset of previous things, which can be greater than this? But what we realized is, you can find this greedy sequence very quickly for these elements because they are just increasing values from there. So all you have to do is finding greedy value here. You must use b2. And what's the smallest thing? Smallest thing that is greater than this particular value that's before that. That's the problem. That's third problem. Like, you have three problems. One is being able to find basis, uh, where basis starts. Okay, number of elements in basis is log n. The other thing is, I think this I have seen sometime before. This problem I haven't solved it, but I have seen this problem before. And the second thing is, If you can find the kth largest element formed using some jet basis vectors, then you can extend all these things. And the third thing is, given you know this element and given you must use this thing using subset of previous things, what's the smallest thing greater than this thing? Those are the three problems, and if we can solve these three problems, we can extend from here, we can find the greedy sequence from here till the end. And if you can find that greedy sequence, you can solve the problem for all the ranges that are starting from here, right? All the ranges that are starting from here, you can solve the problem. Did anyone follow this? Is anyone able to understand this so far? So we are finding that greedy sequence itself, but what we have realized is we have these basis points, and after these basis points, extending them to the next basis point is easy. Extending the greedy sequence to the next basis point is easy. Why? A3 can be anything you want. So among all the possible things, you take the smallest, the next thing itself, and then the next thing itself, and then the next thing itself. So if you have kth largest value, sorry, kth value in the basis, you know, you know where G2 is. G2 is somewhere in the basis, and then you will say the next value is G3, next value is G4, and then you can extend them quickly. You can extend them all of them logically quickly, right? Did anyone follow this thing? No, you have to follow it. You have to try to go back. You have to try to understand it slowly. You cannot give up like that. Like I'm also trying, right? I'm trying 2900, which is far way above my level, but I'm trying, right? So did anyone else understood it? I can repeat. We can try slowly. Can we implement this? We have multiple steps. We can implement it. If you clear all these steps, we can implement it quick. Implementations are not complex again. See, you can understand this. We have a greedy sequence. First, you have to understand that we are trying to form a greedy sequence. First, you have to understand that, okay, these are the all possible structures. And then you can understand that, okay, there is a greedy sequence. Can we form that greedy sequence? And then you know that there are some basis things, because there are so many different subsets, but most of them are not important. Only basis things are important. And once you know that, you can also see that after this can be found with some subset of this. This is some subset of this. This A3 itself is some subset of this. And if A3 itself is some subset of this, and if you add some subset of that, you can form anything you want. You can using some subset of that. A3 is some subset of previous things. You can add anything, some subset of previous things. Some subset of previous things, XOR some subset of previous things is some subset of previous things, which means you can make it into anything which is some subset of previous things. With that, you can actually make it the next bigger thing. And then you can make it the next bigger thing and so on. Okay? Does that make some sense? Nice. So do you realize we have three problems now? One is being able to find the basis points for starting at I. I think if you come from right side, we can do that. If you have basis point of this would be among themselves itself, I think. Losing interest, you won't find no better than this. Swear go if you leave, just let me know so I won't look down and you move on. So we can have these basis things, and then what? If you can find the kth basis value, you can extend them quick. And then the only problem that is left is, given this thing and given that you must involve B2, what's the smallest thing that is greater than this that can be formed using the previous things and greater than that? B2 must be involved because that's a basis thing. You cannot skip B2. Sorry, A3 must be involved. which is nothing but B2 must be involved, because if B2 is a new basis thing, that is definitely involving A3. So B2 must be involved, and you can take any of them. Now, what is the smallest thing that is greater than this previous value? If you solve these three problems, you can get the greedy sequence quickly. So that's the problem, how you solve the problem. Okay. We were able to solve the problem. So we'll take time and implement this. So, guys, now you understand how you improve your implementations. How you improve your implementations is you solve some difficult problem, and then because you have solved this, now you cannot leave it. Because you have solved this on your own, you will try to push yourself. You will try to somehow implement it. You will take time, or you will try to make things clear, and then you will implement it. Okay, that's how you improve your skills. When you push yourself a bit more, you improve your skills. Okay, I'll get my biryani. Hello. Coming by. I have ordered. I got one Meghna's biryani. Maybe I'll finish it all by myself. Can I do that? So, guys, I think if you think about this problem, maybe then we can think about this problem also quickly. Maybe both are a bit similar. Like, first, let's try to think about this problem. What are these XOR basis things? Like, how do they look like? What's their structure is? I think this is easy. If you have basis vectors from I plus 1 and so on, I think you can just use those points, and then you can use this thing, and then you can combine them. I think that's it. I think in that way you can get XOR basis from I. Let's say you have XOR basis from I plus 1. You want XOR basis from I plus 1, I plus 2 up to so on. Okay. Okay. Maybe you have basis starting from here. B0 up to so on B1, up to so on B2, up to so on B3. Let's say you have them. You will use this as new B0, and then you will try to form bases using these two. That would be B1. And then you will maybe, I can assume that these things are unnecessary. Why? Because all of them can be found with B0 itself. Right. So I think that's correct. That's a good assumption. That's a correct assumption. And then you will try to use these three things and see if this is worth it or not. Maybe it's not worth it. Then B2 will be again here. Maybe this is also not worth it, and then you will be B2 will be here. So I think using this XOR basis logic, you can form the basis points again for I. So this step is easy. This step can be done. So now we have to understand the XOR basis things a bit more. How can you find the kth smallest XOR basis vector? What's their structure? I can give physics Olympiad coaching classes. Should I try previous physics Olympiad papers live? I cleared physics Olympiad and I don't remember anything. I understand things well, so I can solve a new physics Olympiad paper now. I think if I try to do my best, I can solve that. But not now. Now we are trying to solve this problem somehow. So that is done. So now we have to understand XOR basis a bit. I don't have much knowledge of that, but we have to understand how can you form these two power jet XOR basis vectors. How do they look like? So what is the XOR basis algorithm? You have basis vectors with biggest bits. Okay. Bum, 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 ba, bum. I had nice dates with a girl. Lost. Sorted it. But now she's not seeing my messages. Anyway, she's not even here. It's in Chennai. Where am I? How to eat food? We have to think about this Zor basis things. What is Zor basis algorithm? Do you guys know Zor basis algorithm? I had done this thing in the past in my streams itself. So we have some bits that are possible, and then you get some bigger bit that is not possible, and then you will get some new bit, right? And how do we use the algorithm? I think it is like you have one, and all these ones will be linked to each other. Or you have one big one. I think you have one big one, and you have some things that are following with that, that comes with that. Okay. And then you have another link one that there are some things that, okay, these are just the basis vectors, right? And then you have some other things that comes with that. So if you have basis vectors, how does basis vectors look like? We try to form them like this, right? You will form the biggest basis vector, and then you will have these things. I'll try to eat, guys. Okay. Maybe we can watch some video slowly and eat something. Will that be piracy? Will that be like plagiarism? Will that be copyright? I can watch some anime and eat, and then I can come back to solve the problem, right? Should I end the stream and then come back? We have to think about it. So these are the basis vectors, let's say. This is the highest big basis vector, and then you have the next highest, and then you have the next highest, and so on. Okay, half of the things where this is involved, and half of the things where these are involved. Those are the first half and the second half, right? So we can get the kth value. If you have basis vectors, we can get the kth value. Why? If you don't involve the biggest bit itself, then you're fucked, right? If you don't involve the biggest bit, then you're fucked, because if you don't involve that, you will be small. So if k is greater than or equals to half of it, 2 power z minus 1, then you must involve this. And if you know you must involve this, you can again find you must involve this, and then you can find you must involve this or you must not involve this. Based on that, will split this into two halves, and then again you can find the kth one. So we have an algorithm to find the kth smallest one using XOR basis. So two parts are done. I think the third part is also can also be solved somehow. We must take this. So now we have this thing that we must take, and then we have based on 2 power k false. So let's say this is 0. Let's say this was 1 here. If these two things are 1 1, now it flips. Like now not taking this will give you bigger values. Taking this will give you smaller values. Based on that, you can decide. Based on your k, you can know if you must take this or if you must not take this. Based on that, you can go further. And you go further. You guys get what I mean? We can find kth basis vector. I'll try to solve the problem somewhere here. That problem must exist. I don't think it is this, but yeah, that problem should exist. interest. You will find a better time. But did you guys understood the problem so far? Ari, have you followed this? I'll try to speak. I'll try to speak while eating. Okay. How to be careful with knife. Has anyone followed that? So, uh, can you implement XOR basis thing? Finding the kth value in XOR basis in log n operations. Can you implement that, Ari? Finding the kth value in XOR basis. Like say you have jet XOR basis in vertices, like XOR basis things. Can you find the kth value in that? Have this biryani. I'll try to eat it. Can you solve that? I have given the algorithm. You guys should be able to do that. Can someone else stream? Can someone else try to do that? Oh, it's hot. Biryani is hot. See, guys, CP is not everything. You have to learn many important skills in life. Okay, there are many important skills like communication or like there are many other important skills. Somehow, you have to learn everything. Like you cannot just say like I'm a coding nerd, even though I am. But no, I have told you the algorithm. How to get the biggest thing. So you have to decide. So XOR basis will have one biggest bit thing, and then the next biggest bit thing, and then the next biggest bit thing. Okay. So you have now, will you take this or not? So if you look them in the number line, the question is, will you take this or not? So if you take that, if k falls more than half, you must take that. If k falls less than half, you need not take that. And if you take that, then you have to see again. If this bit was active here, then not taking this corresponds to bigger values, taking that will correspond to smaller values. So you have some prefix. Okay, that must you have some things that to be taken. Now you go to some new XOR basis. You will see if taking this will make it like a smaller value or bigger value. Based on that, you can see where k falls. If k falls in bigger value or smaller value. If k falls in smaller value, you have to make the thing smaller. To make the thing smaller, you will try to see. If this is not present, you will try to make. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Isn't it even more simple? So I'm trying to eat Meghna's special chicken biryani. So I'm trying to eat, guys. So at least I can try to think on the other problem, the bigger problem. Can anyone share their screen instead and do this thing? That's not much of a coincidence, but fine. Yeah, it is a coincidence. We have less number of viewers, so it is a coincidence. Have to be careful. I'm ending the stream, guys. Sorry. I'll come back later. Fine, right? We have three problems. I'll come back after eating.